Hey there, fellow adventurers! I am Sunshade, and today we're gonna talk about how to become more powerful in WoW-Remix if you have trouble catching up to the other players who may already be far ahead. First of all, I want to mention that you should play the game however you like to play it, and if you're only playing Remix for the cosmetics, go ahead and play it however you like, flying around through floaty bronze orbs that are scattered around Pandaria, doing the campaigns for even more cosmetic rewards and bronze, so on and so forth. If you want to do all that and also become more powerful in raids and dungeons, then we start the next conversation, which involves some daily activities, and depending on how much time you have available for playing, the rewards and upgrades will vary. My first tip if you want to grow stronger is to focus on one main character. I chose a monk as it resonates with Pandaria, and it has tank, healer, and DPS capabilities if I want some fast queues. Alts are very quick to level and very good for cosmetics, as getting to level 70 on a new character took me about 5 hours without getting boosted and simply queuing for content as it became available. You can see one of the videos where I do this at the link down in the description from this video. The leveling starts around 1 hour 50 on the video, and after doing all the daily things on that same character, I ended up a bit under 95k bronze, which I then promptly used to buy the last of the mounts that I needed. Meanwhile, my main monk, while I used loads of the bronze I gained in the first week to buy mounts, is still pretty powerful right now, even without using the many farms that have been going around, other than a short trip of about half an hour into the Heart of Fear trash. So, use your alts for cosmetics, focus bronze gear upgrades on your main. Now, how do upgrades work? The highest item level gear drops you can get in the game at level 70 is 346 item level, whether it is an uncommon, a rare, or an epic item. I recommend keeping the purple and blue gear to replace your green items when you start upgrading, as they generally also provide main stats and the upgrades are 90% cheaper if you already have something of higher item level. Another thing to know about gear upgrades is that they only work per full gear set, and by this I mean that you can't pick an item you can upgrade all the way to max item level and then the next one. All of your items must be upgraded one at a time in order to unlock the next stage of upgrading. Basically, you need to do the helm, shoulder, chest, wrist, weapons, gloves, belt, pants, and boots before you can upgrade the helm one more time. The neck, rings, and trinkets are not upgradable at the moment, so you don't need to worry about spending any bronze on that. Your cloak will continue to grow more powerful as you do content from the threads you loot and the spools rewarded by daily activities or bosses, but the gear upgrades and the gems inside that gear is what really makes players powerful, as it not only increases the stats on the item, but also by how much the gems you wear in it are empowered, thus making your entire power grow exponentially when you upgrade. So let's see how we actually get the bronze in order to grow more powerful each day. I will start with the fastest activities and end with the slowest ones in my opinion, in case your playing time is limited and you can't do all of them every day. First of all, very important, pick up the Bazaar quest for completing a scenario, to defeat 3 dungeon bosses and 2 raid bosses. Then use the LFG tool to queue for an LFR wing if you don't have time for a higher difficulty raid, a dungeon, and a scenario. The scenario queue will generally be instant, and by the time you finish it, the dungeon or the LFR might pop up, and so on. Something to mention here, at the moment, the Mogushan Palace dungeon has 3 bosses, however one of them doesn't count as defeated for the daily quest, so if you get this one as a random dungeon, you will need to do one more in order to complete the quest. The next step after these 3 quests is to queue for more content. Every day, the LFG tool will reward a greater bronze cache and an epic spool of eternal thread for completing a normal scenario, a heroic one, a normal dungeon, and a heroic dungeon. So you already get a pretty hefty amount of bronze just from these, to which you can add the daily Bazaar quests as well. Next, if you still have some extra time on your hands, or while waiting for your LFG queues, go around Pandaria and defeat the world bosses. These are the Shah of Anger in Kulnai Summit, Undasta on the Isle of Giants, Nalak on the Isle of Thunder, Galleon in the Valley of the Four Winds, Ordos, and the 4 Celestials on the Timeless Isle. I recommend doing the 4 Celestials one time for the achievement, which also rewards bronze, but then on a daily basis you will just need to defeat 1 for the reward. Extra tip over here, if you're in a bit of a rush and Ordos seems to be too far to run around the island or to wait for a seagull to get you up there, you can equip either the Heroic Leap or Disengage Cogwheel gems. I personally prefer the Heroic Leap in many situations. And or the Windweaver Tinker one, which makes you immune to fall damage. And then get on a dragon flying mount, leave from the Jade Forest, go around the Timeless Isle, and fly high enough to aim where you want to land as late as possible. Go to the area Ordos is in, and then drop towards it, using your Cogwheel gems to aim a little bit where you want to land, and if you're too slow pressing, the Windweaver Tinker gem can still save your life. Defeat Ordos, and after that, just jump down at the bridge and sign up for a Celestial group. Now, for more time-consuming bronze farms, you can do raids. The higher the difficulty, the higher the bronze rewards as well. During WoW-Remix, Pandaria raids are on a daily lockout on both Remix and Retail, so you can go there every single day. In Remix, you can do LFR if you have the time and willingness for it, as it rewards threads for your cloak and a lesser bronze cash per wing. There are 5 raids you can clear in Pandaria, and their difficulties vary. Mogushan Vaults is the easiest and the fastest one, generally being cleared in less than 10 minutes if you have a few geared people in your run. Heart of Fear is also very quick and easy in my opinion. The next raid is Terrace of the Endless Spring, which has only 4 bosses and very little trash, but it is a little bit more difficult than the first 2, still not too hard in my opinion. Perhaps the recent ward nerf will change this a little bit, but I seriously doubt it, as many groups these days don't even bother with the ward tactic anymore. The next raid is Throne of Thunder, and it is the most difficult raid to clear with a full group of lower geared people due to the Dark Animus boss, which actually requires you to do some tactics. But if you have a really strong tank and a big blaster, again, not much of an issue on Heroic. Primordius also requires a little bit of brain power from people on Heroic, so be careful when you sign what kind of group you are in. The last raid is Siege of Orgrimmar, which is pretty long, but I believe easier than Throne overall, and also where you can get the Bones of Manaroth from Garrosh as a currency to exchange for the Tusks of Manaroth. In Remix, 4 of the 5 raids have a shared lockout for the normal and heroic difficulty, so unlike Retail, you will not be able to clear normal and heroic the same day. If you can and want to do heroic, do that instead of normal, as you will get more bronze out of it. The later bosses in Throne of Thunder and Siege of Orgrimmar also reward double greater bronze caches, so it's even better if you also manage to completely clear out the raids. Also, if you start clearing Heroic with one group and then you need to leave, you will be locked out to that instance ID like you would be in a Mythic raid on Retail. So you will not be able to join a different raid group with a different raid ID to continue that same day. Now, I said that 4 of the 5 raids share a normal and Heroic lockout, so I want to clarify that. Siege of Orgrimmar has 4 available difficulties: LFR, Normal, Heroic, and Mythic. And you can do every single one of these difficulties every single day. So you can get the bronze from LFR from all of the 5 raids, Normal or Heroic for 4 of them, and then you could do Siege of Orgrimmar in 4 difficulties every day, if you have that much time on your hands, that is. This is the biggest part of farming bronze, but not the only option. Maybe you don't like raiding, that's perfectly fine. You can use other ways. You can do the campaign quests and the daily faction quests around the world, and you can defeat rares in the meantime, as rares also give a lot of threads for your cloak. And if you get bored of this, spam heroic dungeons. They also reward a lot of threads, bronze, and gems you can use to either upgrade the ones you are wearing, or you can scrap them for even more bronze. All the gear you no longer need? Scrap it and improve the items that you want to keep. Basically, play the game any way you like and enjoy it. Obviously, the biggest bronze rewards come from the daily Bazaar quests, the daily scenarios and dungeons, and from the raid bosses. But if you don't have time or the mood for all of these, just do whatever you feel comfortable with, and you will get where you want to be at your own pace. There is still so much time left of the event that everyone should be able to reach all of their goals before Remix ends if they play somewhat often. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and let me know in the comment section below if you know of some more ways of farming bronze or upgrading gear that I may have missed. Also, come and say hi once in a while when I stream on either Twitch or YouTube. See you in the next one. Bye!